So let's start our sessions for today. So basically, what we are having for today is, as you can see over here for the topics. So basically, we're going to cover about the goal and how we can spot goal reversals patterns and continuation patterns through the chart patterns. So recently, I believe we have seen gold price on the rise, right? I mean, just basically on this week. Okay, so I'm not sure whether anyone's did notice that, or whether you managed to participate in the rally. Okay, so if yes, then congratulations. That means that you are already able to spot a very good opportunities. And if you're not, don't worry. Okay, but I believe by the end of today's webinar, you will know how to identify these opportunities and trade them confidently in the futures. Okay, so today we're going to cover about that and step-by-step guide on how we able to spot the opportunities like the goal in this week. Okay, all right. So let's dive in and learn how to spot the good opportunity like a pro. Okay. All right, so first thing, before we start, okay, there's some exciting news I would like to share. So basically, it's the same things as the previous webinar. So we are proud to announce our official partnership with Inter Milan. Okay, quite a major milestone for us. So to celebrate this, we actually launched a series of exclusive campaigns and event for our clients and the communities. So if you'd like to learn more on the events, or you'd like to participate in the events or any promotions, just simply scan on the QR codes. So basically, it's over here. Okay, one moment. Okay, the QR codes over here. Okay, so you get all the details. And the second thing is basically in for our for our webinar is basically for our season 3 demo contest. So we actually already started our season 3 demo contest, and then it's a chance for you to trade, compete, and win some amazing prize. So for this season, we actually add a few new features and improvements. Okay, so if you like to, it's already started. Okay, but then if you would like to still, because we got a weekly ranking system. Okay, over here, okay, basically, the price is on a weekly basis. Okay, so you still can join it even though you are late. Okay, so what you can do is, if let's say you want to join it, just go to our official website. Okay, and then you can click on the promotion promotion tab. Okay, then you will see the page for the season 3. Okay, so just simply visit it and register for it if you want. Okay, so these are two exciting news that I would like to share for today. All right, so let's go for the real topic today. Okay, for the main topics. Okay, so basically, we see that gold has been went through a pullbacks. Okay, and previously, and then this week we see the gold price rally against, a surge higher against. So I'm sure many of you, if let's say you are very active in tradings, okay, I believe you may have found the opportunity this week. Okay, but some may have missed it. I know. Okay, so no worries. Okay, so because maybe you might consider might thought of like what are the reason why I miss it. Is it the right time to enter trades? So that cause you miss the trade. Okay, so don't worry, today we're going to cover you guys by guide you step by step on how to spot and trade these opportunities. Okay, so some might think that the goal is already went for a wave, right? So why are you still saying about this right now? Okay, so to be honest, it's never too late. Okay, market is always there. Okay, so opportunities keep coming. Okay, so as long as you know how to spot opportunity like this next time, okay, so basically you will still have the chance to get the trade opportunity like this. Okay, so first thing, okay, let's go through what we're going to cover for today. All right, the first thing we're going to cover about 3 must-learn basic technique. Okay, so these are the key technique and the analysis methods that every trader should know, especially if you want to catch the trend, like what gold have for this week. Okay, so this is the first thing. Okay, and then the second one is, of course, we're going to talk about how we can spot the market reversal and continuations patterns. Okay, how we can spot it and how they're going to help us to catch the trades opportunity like gold this week. Okay, and then of course we're going to talk about the practical idea on how to plan and execute the trades. Okay, like how we're going to time entry. Okay, and of course, the last thing is we're going to talk about some common mistake that you can avoid. Okay, so by the end of these sessions, I believe you will know you will have the step-by-step framework to how to trade the gold or even the entire financial markets. Okay, so this is what we have. All right. So the first part. So the first thing, the three must learn basic concept. Okay, so this is the things that we're going to learn. We're going to talk about. So these are the basic things that you need to know. So what we have over here, as you can see, okay, it would be the trend, the time frame, and the charts. Okay, means that what are the trends and what are the time frame that we can use, and what are chart patterns that we're going to have. Okay, so these are three things. Okay, so the first thing we need to learn on how to read a trend. So basically, as everyone knows, okay, if you let's say you are in the markets for quite a while, so I believe everyone's know what is a trend, right? So basically, trend is the general directions in which the markets or the price is moving. Okay, so basically we can define a trend into three types. Okay, which is actually we cover on previous webinar as well. Okay, so it can be down uptrends, okay, and then downtrends, and a consolidations. Okay, so these are three types of trends. So how do we define those trends? Basically, we can just define them through the higher high, higher low, okay, which is defining an uptrend, okay, and then lower high, lower low, which is a downtrend, okay, and downtrends. And if there's no higher high, higher low, or no lower high or lower low, so basically this means that the markets are moving into a consolidations. All right. So okay, so now let's bring this to life with some visual example. Okay, so basically there's three types of trends. Okay, the first one, okay, let's say there is an uptrends. Okay, let's say uptrends. So basically, if you want to define an uptrends, it would be formed by a series of higher high, higher low. Okay, so this is what we call as uptrends. So this is downtrend. Okay, let's say downtrend, which is the lower low, lower high. Okay, and for sideways, it's just simply when the price doesn't form any clear higher high or higher low. Okay, so this is when the price is moving in between a range, okay, without clear directions. Okay, so these are the three major trends in the markets. Okay, so if let's say you want to trade confidently, okay, you want to trade confidently, and you want to trade like without any stress. So the first thing you always need to learn is reading the trends. You need to know what the trend is right now. Okay, what are the trends going on? So whether it's on the uptrends or downtrends or really in the sideways trends, okay, without a very clear directions. So this is the first step that we need to learn. Okay, and for the second one, okay, it's very crucial for us to learn about the multi-time frame analysis, okay, the MTF, okay, which is actually we have covered in our previous webinars, okay. So if let's say you want to learn about it, you can just, I mean, can look back at our recordings. I think it's on our official website, okay. So, is other than understanding the trends, it's very important for traders to look into the trends in different time frame. Okay, like for example, we got a I mean, if let's say it's on the uptrends, okay, it's on an uptrends, okay. Over the day trades, I mean, oh sorry, over the day charts, okay, it can be an uptrends, okay, but sometimes for a shorter time frame, okay, it can be a downtrend as well, okay. So basically, the trend can be different across different time frames, okay. So what we can do is we always want to analyze the trends on different time frames, okay, which is from the micro trends to the micro trends, okay. So for example, the macro trends would be like the daily charts, okay, the 4 hour charts, or even the weekly charts, okay, and then the micro trends can be like 1 hours and 15 minutes, or like even shorter, 5 minutes, okay. So basically, you can just analyze the trend on just two different time frames, okay. Of course, to avoid any confusing informations, okay, I mean, to avoid any confusing or like too many analyses, okay, try to cut into two types of time frame analysis. Okay, I mean you can just what would it call, like you simplify it. Okay, simplify it. Okay, just make it like two type of analysis. Okay, so what you can do is like basically you can analyze the trends. Okay, market trends on, for example, like daily charts. Okay, and then you analyze the micro trends on 1 hour charts. Okay, so that you can have more like easy, I mean clearer pictures. Okay, without any confusing like too many informations that you got. Okay, so this is what we can do. Okay, so this is how we can do. All right, so what I say just now. Okay, so basically there's some example over here. Like for example, if let's say we are on an uptrend. Okay, if for example, okay, let me put on pants. Okay, right. For example, let's say on an uptrend. Okay, this is, let's say this is a daily chart. Okay, this is a daily chart. Okay, we see a candlestick or anything, something. Okay, it's on an uptrend. Okay, and then when the price pullbacks. Okay, if it turns into a shorter time frame. Okay, let's say for example, this is a daily chart. Okay, the red color is a daily chart. A daily chart. Sorry for the ugly writing. Okay, all right, and then so if let's say we turn into a 1 hour chart. Okay, for example, 1 hour chart. Okay, 1 hour chart. Sorry, okay, one okay, H1 or H1, whatever. Okay, H1. Okay, so let's say we turn into a 1 hour chart. Okay, you will see something like this. Okay, and then there's an downtrend. Okay, there could be an downtrend over here. Okay, and we see an uptrend again, and then a downtrend again. Okay, so this is how we can analyze the trends on different time frames. Okay, so the first thing on the day charts is the red color ones. We would see an uptrend that forms a higher high, higher low. Okay, and on an hour charts, okay, maybe a short term time frame like 1 hour charts or maybe even 2 hour charts. Okay, you will see there's an uptrend or even a downtrend happens between the broader time frames. Okay, over the daily charts. Okay, so this is why we need to analyze the trends on different time frames. Okay, and you need to, I mean, pay close attention to here. Okay, because this will be forming the foundations for the trading strategy that we're going to discuss later. Okay, so this is the foundations. Okay, we always need to learn about multi-time frame analysis. Okay, so this is the one that we need to remember. Okay, so remember this. So later on we're going to discuss more detail on how we're going to use the multi-time frame analysis to spot the opportunity like gold this week. Okay, right. This is the second part. Okay, so the third one, chart pattern basic. Okay, so the next thing is that we're going to learn about chart pattern as well. Okay, so basically the chart patterns can be classified into different types. Okay, we have like reversal patterns. Okay, we have continuations patterns. Okay, or even we have some sideways patterns which is pending for a breakout. Okay, so basically for the reversal patterns, it has a few like quite a famous ones. Okay, like double tops, double bottoms, head and shoulders. Okay, so these are all the things that we covered last week. It's not last week, sorry, our last previous sessions. Okay, webinar, which is 2 weeks ago, I think. So yeah. Okay, so this is those patterns that we need to learn. Okay, so basically chart patterns, they are the thing that allow us to recognize the trends. Okay, to recognize the market's momentum. Okay, to recognize what the markets is really doing right now. Okay, so for example, if let's say we came across with like for example, let's say a chart, a head and shoulder. Okay, let's say the head and shoulder patterns. Okay, so this is one of the very famous or very powerful reversal patterns. So basically, using the head and shoulder patterns, we can identify that the market's momentums or the market sentiments has changed. Okay, like for example over here, let's say we go on. I mean the market is on the uptrends. Okay, for example on an uptrend. Okay, so we will see a higher low. Okay, and when the head and shoulder pattern forms. Okay, which is over here. Okay, this is the head. For example, this is the shoulder. Okay, this is the shoulder. Okay, so basically it's just like a person. Okay, it's like a humans. Okay, this is a shoulder. This is a head. Okay, right. So this when the head and shoulder patterns form. Okay, so basically over the pattern itself. Okay, over the pattern itself, you will see that there's actually the change of market psychology, the change of market sentiments. Okay, over here, when the buyer push up the price, seller push down the price, right? Okay, but then the buyer is stronger. Okay, so they push up the price again. Okay, and then the seller push down, and then the buyer push up again. Okay, so this is a very strong signal of buyer is dominating the markets. Okay, but if let's say one day, okay, the price move into this way. Okay, like the seller pushed down the price, okay, and then close to the previous low, okay, and then the buyer support again, okay, the price rebound, okay, but then the price are not able to go even higher, okay, so this is when the seller comes in and short the price, okay, so if this kind of thing happens, it's just signaling that the seller is started to taking control, okay, so from the chart pattern itself, we could see that how the market dynamic has changed. Okay, from a buyer-dominated markets turning into a seller-dominated markets. Okay, so this is how we can use chart patterns to identify the trends. Okay, to identify the market dynamic. So this is how we can use it. Okay, like for example, even we have like flat patterns. Okay, the price push up. Okay, and then we see a short terms consolidations or even a pushback. Okay, forming a flag. So basically, this means that the buyer is pushing up the price. Okay, and then the seller is pushing down the price. But the buyer is strong enough. And the buyer are strong enough to defend the price. Okay, and once the seller runs out of momentums, okay, the price go up again. Okay, so through the chart patterns, basically we're able to read what are the markets doing right now. Okay, so this is why we need to learn about chart patterns as well. Okay, so these are the three basic things that we need to learn to really catch the opportunity like gold or even the other products as well. Okay, so these are other assets. Okay, so these are the things that we need to learn. Okay, the basic things that we must learn. Okay, all right. So basically, these are the three things. All right. So the next one. Okay, let's go into the more important things. Okay, so now we have know that these are the important things that we need to learn. Okay, the next thing is we need to understand how to identify the trends, reversal, and continuations. Okay, so recognizing the chart patterns will help us to define them. Okay, will help us to know whether the trend is on a reversal or a continuations. Okay, so this is where we start to turn these things, okay, turn the knowledge, okay, turn the turn the three types of things that we talked about just now, okay, into a real actionable trading opportunities. Okay, so it's not about just knowing the trends. Okay, it's also very important to know when the trend is changing or continuing. Okay, right. So basically, we also cover about this on our previous webinar. Okay, so just over here, just to summarize it. Okay, so the trends can be, the trends can be just, how the trend move. Okay, they can be categorized into two types. Okay, the first one would be the trend continuations. Okay, and then the second one would be the trend reversal. Okay, and of course, there's one thing is called the trend consolidates or a sideways trends. Okay, but very important is we're going to talk about these two. Okay, the first thing. Okay, so the continuation patterns is generally means that the trend is likely to continue next. Okay, so when the continuation pattern forms, it just means that the market is on the rest. Okay, on the rest before the next move, just like you're running up, okay, and then you're gonna rest for a while, and you're gonna run again. So you're not gonna like reverse, right? Okay, so this is where the continuation pattern forms. Okay, so some of few common patterns will be the flag patterns, okay, and then the triangle patterns or the channel patterns. These are all the continuation patterns. Okay, and the trend reversal patterns means that a potential trend change is happening. Okay, so it's a warning sign. It's a warning sign of a change. So like what we covered just now, double top, double bottoms, head and shoulders, wedge patterns. These are all trend reversal patterns. Okay, so here comes the important parts. Okay, so if you want to catch a strong move like gold, okay, reasons are rally. Okay, so we need to know how to identify a continuations and reversal across the different time frames. Okay, we need to identify the continuations and reversal across different time frames. Okay, so this is a very important part, is that on the higher time frames, okay, let's say we talk about the macro trends, okay, the big trends, okay, the big pictures, okay. Okay, it can be on and uptrend, right? Okay, let me draw it again. Sorry. Okay. Okay, so this is a larger trends. Okay, let's say it's a higher time frames. Okay, so one day, okay, so we know that this is on an uptrend, right? Okay, so the problem is, if let's say we always want to buy the dip, right? Okay, when the market is on the uptrends, okay, we want to buy the dips. We never want to buy on the tops. Okay, we want to buy on the dips. Okay, so this is a very common idea that every trader want to do. We want to buy the dips, and then we hope to buy at the lowest price, and then we hope to take profit at the highest price. Okay, this is what we want to do. Okay, but the issue is when the price on the dip, when the price on the corrections or the pullbacks, we never know when is the price going to stop. Okay, like for example, let's say we say the goal is on the uptrends, okay, and then pullbacks. Okay, so we see there's a pullback happens over here. Let's say if you're going to buy here, okay, then the price go down again, right? Then you might get stop out or some things, okay, or you might get freak out, okay, and then you cut loss and then the price go up, okay. So what we want to do is we always want to try to buy at the lowest as we can, okay, the lowest as possible as we can, okay. So of course we can never predict the markets, okay. There's no way for us like every time we're going to buy at the sharpest point, okay. There's no way, okay. So but of course there's a way to help us, okay, which is we master the trends, continuations, or reversal patterns, okay. So this is an important part, okay. On the higher time frames, when the price form into higher low, okay, there will be a short, there will be a micro trends that forms a lower low, okay, in this case, okay, over here, okay, so this is what we covered just now, okay, you will see a lower low trends over here, okay, for example, okay, and then when the price move up again, okay, this is when the reversal comes in, okay, means that, okay, we simply put, okay, on the higher time frames, okay, when the market is forming down uptrends, okay, and on the shorter time frames, it could be a downtrend, okay, it could be a downtrend. So when the shorter time frame is forming a okay, let's put it this way again. Sorry. Okay, so on a lower time frames, okay, when a downtrend is formed, okay, and turn into a reversal trend, okay, bullish reversal trends, okay, turn into a bullish reversal over here. It can means that the broader trends, okay, the macro trends is on a continuations. Okay, so this is what we want to find. This is what we want to know. Okay, we want to know when is the low gonna achieve, when is the low gonna stop. Okay, so by using the lower time frame reversal patterns, okay, we can spot the continuations on the broader time frame. Okay, so over here, I think you guys can get it right. Okay, so if let's say you're not able to get it, just let me know. Okay, let me explain again. Okay, all right. So let's take a look at the goal recently. Okay, so this is one of the a very good example. Okay. Okay, so for example, over here we see gold. Okay, so very obvious. Okay, this is a 4-hour chart. Okay, 4-hour charts over here. Okay, we see gold is on the uptrends, and then suddenly there's a very strong selling power come out. Okay, came out. Okay, right. So basically, this is a very strong downtrend happens over this period. Okay, it's a very strong downtrend. Okay, but if you take a look at the day charts, if you take a look at the day charts, okay, so you can tell the difference, right? Okay, it's very simple. Okay, it's an uptrend. Okay, very clear uptrends over here. Okay, so now we see that if let's say we put on a day charts, okay, let's say we see there's uptrends, okay, and then we see, oh, the strong is on a very strong rally, okay, the goals keep going up, okay, but you miss the opportunity, you miss the entry, Okay, so you say, okay, I'm going to wait for the pullbacks and buy the gold, buy the rally. Okay, correct? So, but the problem is, let's say, for example, over here, you see there's a gold pullback, and then you enter over here. Okay, and I believe you're gonna get stop up so bad. Okay, this is where you can see. Okay, it's over here. Okay, let's say, oh, the price pullback, and then you buy over here. Okay, maybe you got like some profits, a little bit profits, and then price go down again. Okay, so you might get stop out or some things. Okay, or you're lucky enough, you manage to take profit over here. Okay, then you're lucky, but this is not what we want. Okay, so when this kind of thing happens, okay, we want to buy the dip, okay, we want to buy the dips, but we never know when is the right time, correct? So this is where we can do. So over here, what we can do is we're gonna use, okay, sorry, we're gonna use the multi-time frame to spot the opportunities, okay? So like, let me put on the real chart. Okay, so let's say, okay, one moment, let me turn on my chart first. Okay, sorry, I just okay. All right. So this is the one that we shared earlier. Okay. If let's say you, I know, this is actually the one that we share on our daily analysis as well. Okay. You can just look at it. Okay. So some might say that, oh, this is already happened. So they were telling us. So actually, uh, I mean, like we already share our analysis on our daily market insight every day. Okay, so we also cover about this opportunity. Okay, so this is where we can find a very good opportunity over here. Okay, so this is one example. Okay, of the typical opportunity for us to spot a very good trading entry. I mean, entry for gold. Okay, let me put on. Sorry. Okay, so on the day charts, by this case, right? For example, okay, it's a very clear uptrends, okay, and then pullbacks, okay. So we want to buy the dips, but we never know when the dips gonna stop, right? Okay, so if let's say you buy over here, you will still get stop up, okay, or even you buy over here, you will still get stop loss, okay. Of course, you can still buy here if you're lucky, but we never know, right? We are not going to be like so lucky every time. Okay, you're gonna hit 3009. I bought at 3009 sharply. Okay, we never know when is low. Okay, so this is what we can do is when we're gonna turn to a shorter time frames. Okay, like for example over here, the 2 hour charts or clear this. Okay, so over here, over the day charts, okay, we spot a pullback. Okay, one moment. Okay, we spot a pullbacks. Okay, and if you look at the 2 hour charts or even like 4 hour charts, okay, you will see there's actually a downtrend happens. The uptrends, you can see there's uptrends. Double tops, okay, this is a reversal. So actually we covered earlier, okay, there's a short opportunity over here. Okay, if you attend our webinar last 2 weeks, you will see this is actually a very good example. Okay, so the price going into the downtrend again. Okay, so when the price going to the downtrends and the price start to move into a consolidations, this means what? This means that gold could potentially found a bottoms. Okay, found bottoms. But of course, if you are very brave, so if you are very aggressive traders, of course, if you found okay, this is a very good support, I'm going to buy here or somewhere here. Okay, so yeah, you can just go for it actually because it's not wrong. Okay, because you are seeing a consolidations. Okay, as long as you have a very good stop loss, a very good risk measurements. Okay, you can just go for it, position yourself, okay, for next rally, okay. But of course, if there's a price go down, you need to cut loss. There's nothing wrong, okay. But if you're not that aggressive, you're not that like you're not planning for going for a betting, okay, or a like, what do we call it's not betting, okay, maybe we can say like a very you're brave so okay you're brave so you want to go for a aggressive one, okay. Oh, I mean you do want to go for aggressive one, okay, you do want to bet for it, okay. What you can do is you can wait for a trend reversal, okay. So over here you can see this downtrends, okay. Okay, and then the price going to a consolidations, okay, you can see a triangles over here, or even you can see a clear range, okay, a clear ranging, okay, over these parts, which is we share on our daily market insight or our daily technical as well. Okay, so these are very good uh, patterns. Okay, they're forms. Okay, And when the price break out, this could means that the price is going to a reversal. Okay, on the 2-hour charts. Okay, 2-hour charts is moving into a bullish reversal. Okay, from a downtrend, okay, to consolidations and to a bullish reversal. Okay, so this also we can see if you want to force it, okay, there's actually also a triple bottom pattern as well. Okay, so these are all the reversal patterns. Okay, so this is how we can catch the opportunities for the rally. Okay, so basically, if you are good enough, I mean, if you are day traders or if you are experienced enough, you would start to spot the breakout entry. Okay, so this is what turned into the third things that we're going to talk about today. Okay, which is the one moment. Okay, how you can time your entry. Okay, so of course, what we talk about just now is basically just the method for us to analyze the markets, okay, and to get ready, okay, position yourself for the next opportunities, okay, and the next thing is that you want to start to go into the markets, okay, like for example just now, okay, like go once you know that okay the price might go into a reversal, and it's a very good time for us to spot to long the markets, to long the gold, okay, so this is what we want to do. So the next step is we're going to time ourselves in the title entry with a strategy. Okay, so for the strategy part, okay, actually in our previous webinar, we also talk about how you can build your own strategy. Okay, so for those that are interested to learn more about it, you can just go to our page. Okay, search for it. Okay, there's a recording on it. Okay, to how to build your own strategy. Okay, so for this case, what we can do over here is the first thing. Okay, we analyze the macro trend and we identify the macro trends, and then we analyze the micro trends. Okay, which is like what we talked about just now. We find out whether the trend is on an uptrend or a downtrend. Okay, and then we turn into a shorter time frames, like for example 1 hour or 2 hour charts, to spot for a reversal. Okay, which is the continuations on the macro trends. Okay, so it's the first step. Okay. And then the second step is, okay, we spot the reversal. Okay, correct. Okay, we spot the reversal for the in low time frames. Okay, and the third step is we time our entry based on your strategy. Okay, so what are the strategies that we have? Okay, for example, okay, this is just my own strategy. Okay, just for your reference. Okay, so usually what would I do is I would wait for the breakout and a pullback. Okay, to retest. But of course, sometimes the market never retests. Okay, so there's one strategy for me which is I use on a day trading. Okay, so I would do is I would turn into a 15-minute chart. Okay, to spot an entry. So basically, when the price is on the breakout, okay, like this, it's on the breakout, I would use a shorter time frames to go for a day trading. Okay, like for example over here, this is one of the good example. And of course, if you miss the chance, you miss the entry. Basically, once you know that the market is on a breakout, okay, you would expect a period of rally. Okay, like for example over here, we could expect, okay, let's say for example over here, when the price break out, and based on technical analysis, based on support resistance, we could expect that the market could come to this point of resistance, okay, over here, the previous high. So at this point, okay, what you can do is use your strategy, okay, on the day tradings. Okay, so this is what we can do. You could turn into a 15-minute or whatever, depends on yourself. Okay, depends on what is your favorite strategy. Okay, I believe everyone has their own strategy. Okay, so basically over here you would spot a lot of day trading opportunity as well. Okay, like for example when the price pullback, okay, over here, then you go for a long. Okay, example. Okay, depends on you. Okay, it just depends on you. Okay, so this is how we can do. Okay, so let's have a quick one on our current markets. Okay, so like for example right now, what is an opportunity that we could aim for? Okay, let's go to a quick analysis. Okay, so on the day charts, it's an uptrend, correct? Okay, so but there's one thing that you need to notice about is that there's a strong rally over here. Okay, and then there's a pullbacks. Okay, and then a period of consolidations and the price pullbacks. Okay, based on my experience and based on my analysis, based on my markets. I mean, because I study a lot of markets. Okay, I study a lot on markets right now. Okay, the market seemingly lack of a momentum, a lack of catalyst to boost the gold higher at this point. Okay, I mean the overall is still a bullish one. Okay, it's still a bullish one, but because recently we see there's data blackout and then market are still waiting for the data to release like US data, the CPI, the NFP, to predict the Federal Reserve next policy path. Okay, so at this point, markets may go into, I mean, the markets may lack of catalyst to boost the gold higher. Okay, so at this point, gold price might go. They are still bullish, but they might not have the previous momentum. Okay, so at this point, we could expect that. Okay, especially over here, there's a strong resistance coming out. Okay, so the price now might go into a period of consolidations over this area. Okay, so this is what we can expect. Okay, for right now, we could expect that gold might go into a period of consolidations. So what you can do over here is you wait for the next move. Okay, because to be honest, there's not a good chance to go for any trades right now unless you are day traders that go for scalping or something. Okay, if you are not, okay, so this is a tricky part. Okay, because now we see there's a resistance over here near 4,002. Okay, and then there could be a, I'm not sure because there's not a clear forming yet. Okay, there might be a triangle forming or some things. Okay, it's still not a clear one. Okay, so you just monitor first. Okay, let's see how the price gonna move. Okay, so if let's assume, okay, if the market is move on going to a consolidations. Okay, so what the next thing we can do is we wait for the breakout. Okay, if let's say price break upwards, means that the price might go into a next round of rally. Okay, so this would be a trend continuations patterns. Okay, and then you go for a buy. Okay, this is what I mean you can do. Okay, and if the price breakdown, okay, this means that this could turn into a broader consolidations. Okay, so at this point, you might consider a short terms. I mean, a short terms day tradings. Okay, you can consider a short terms short selling. Okay, over here. Okay, and this could be the range that you could aim for. Okay, so this is how we can prepare for ourselves. Okay, to trade on the markets. Okay, so these are some of the example. Okay, all right. So these are a few examples that we covered on our previous webinar. Okay, so last 2 weeks, okay, we talked about this. Okay, so these are good short opportunities over here. Okay, and these are some of the examples we covered earlier. I think this is before this on April. Okay, when our previous webinar is a few months ago, we covered about this as well. Okay, how can spot the reversal on the low time frames, which is a strong bullish reversal on the higher time frames, bullish continuations on the higher time frames. So these are a few examples that we have in the previous. Okay, so this is what I'm going to cover is that this method is not only for gold. Okay, you can trade basically in every asset, even for cryptos, for forex, or even for like what we call the index. The indices, okay, the index or indices, it's all the same things. Okay, so this is what we're gonna learn about. We need to learn about to spot the market opportunity like this, like gold this week. Okay, so this is what we're gonna cover for today. All right, and so for the last part is, of course, we're gonna talk about a quick one. Okay, we're gonna talk about a common mistake to avoid. Okay, the first, of course, there's a few things. Okay, we never ignore the high time frame trends. Okay, trading on the lower time frames without checking the macro trend is not a good idea. Okay, so I know there's a lot of day traders over here. Okay, and then you trade on 50-minute charts or you trade on 1 hour charts. Okay, there's nothing wrong. but it's always very important for you to also check on the high time frame. Okay, we use high time frame to analyze the markets. Okay, and then we use lower time frame to confirm the trends, the market dynamics, and to help us spot the best entry. Okay, so this is what we can do. Okay, and of course, we never jump into a trade without confirmations. Okay, we always want uh, uh, to trade on the markets based on multi-time frame. Okay, we use the short high time frames to analyze the markets, and we use the lower time frame to confirm the markets, to confirm the momentums. Okay, this is what we can do. And of course, try not to complicating it. Okay, try not to overcomplicating. Okay, try not to analyze the markets on too many time frames. Okay, like some people they say, okay, multi-time frame is very good methods. Okay, I'm going to analyze from weekly charts, and then day charts, and then 4-hour charts, and then 2-hour charts, and 1 hour. Don't do that. Okay, you're gonna confuse yourself. Okay, so try to cut down to two time frames. Okay, day charts and 1 hour. Okay, or maybe like day charts or 15-minute charts. Okay, whatever. Okay, depends on you. And the maximum you could go is like 3 time frame. Okay, like for me, I would use a day chart to analyze the directions, okay, and then 2-hour charts to analyze the potential reversal, and only if let's say I miss the opportunity, miss the entry, or there's no price pullback like what I said just now, okay, I will use 15-minute charts to enter the markets, okay, at most, okay, this is what I would do, okay, and of course, uh, try not to use a lot of indicators as well, okay, and of course, from what I say just now, from our coverage just now, it might seem like a lot of things, okay, like a lot of information. Like you can a lot of like, or you have to analyze so many things. You need to learn about so many things like trends. You still need to analyze on multi time frames. So I know it can seem like a lot of things putting together, right? But trust me, okay, we never want to overcomplicate everything. Okay, trading, the best trading method is the simplest one. Okay, so what I covered just now basically is that it's just that the knowledge, okay, the things that we need to learn, okay, once you get used to it, okay, once you familiar with it, it's basically it's just a simple things, okay, it's a very simple things, okay, like for example, you are riding on a bike, okay, you're right when you're riding a bike, it's a 2 wheels, okay, you need to balance it, okay, it seems like very difficult, right, correct, okay, so once you master it, once you learn about it, once you're familiar with it, once you're already familiar with riding the bike, okay, when you're familiar with the 2 wheels, okay, so basically it's just a very simple thing. It's just a very like what we call it's just a sense, okay, it's just a sense. It's just or you just ride the bike very naturally you just ride it, okay, so it's the same things, okay, so even though over here we could see that. Okay, let's go for a quick recap. Okay, even though you see that, okay, you need to learn all these things. Okay, okay. To be honest, it's just a basic things. Okay, it's just a very basic one. Okay, so once you master it, okay, once you're familiar with how to spot the trends, okay, and then you analyze the trends on different time frames, and then you understand about how the chart patterns works. It's a very simple things. Okay, it doesn't complicate. Okay, you won't have a lot of. You don't need so many indicators to tell you to do that or tell you to do so, okay, like you don't put a lot of like RSI or MACD, okay, and then like suddenly the RSI say buy and then the MACD says sell, go for shorts, and then you got confused, okay, so just go for this, okay, just go for this, the simple one, you learn it, familiar with it, okay, how to spot the trends, how to analyze the trend with different time frames, and then what are the chart patterns that we need to know. Okay, so once you got it, it's very simple. Okay, just time and start to time your entry. Okay, how we can do this step by step. Okay, so these are all the things that you need to know. Okay, how to spot the great opportunity like gold. Okay, so this is what we're going to cover for today. All right. Okay, so is there any questions over here? I see there's no one responding now. All right, so basically this is what we're going to cover for today. All right, for our webinar for today. And if you have any questions, just leave it on the chat. Okay, so I'll answer to it. So if there's no question yet, so let's go through this again. Okay, all right. So let me do some advertisement again, advertise again. All right. So currently, our season 3 demo trading competition is going on. Okay. So if you want to join, you can still join now because we have a weekly ranking system. Okay. It's never too late to join. And of course, if you feel that it's too late for you to join the season 3, you want to win the full prize. Okay, don't worry. We already start to pre-launch. Okay, pre-launch our season 4 contest. Okay, which is I think will start on December if I'm not wrong. Okay, so basically, you can just start. It's already open for registrations. Okay, so what you can do if let's say you want to join on the season 4 competitions. Okay, just go on to our official page. Okay, and then go into the promotion tab. Okay, the promotion tabs on our page, and you can search. I mean, you can see there's the one column is called uh, season 3 competition or something. I forgot. Okay, so just click on it, and then you can go into the page and register for the next round of competitions. Okay, all right. So this is what we're gonna cover for today. So if let's say there's no questions, I guess this will be the end for our webinar for today. All right. I see there's no one responding. We got 20 packs over here, and everyone is sleeping. All right. So anyway, thank you, everyone. So basically, if there's no questions, so I guess this will be the end for our webinar sessions for today. So thank you, everyone, and we will see you on our next round of webinar, okay, which I think will be released soon. Okay, so that's all. Thank you, everyone, and happy weekends. Bye bye.